Hello, everyone. This is Felicia Bender, the Practical Numerologist. We're coming at you end of year, right? It is December's forecast. So I am just going to say up front that this is based on your personal year number in numerology. It's not based on your life path number. So if you're new to numerology, or if you're just not sure what your personal year might be, I ask you to please take a quick moment, go over to FeliciaBender.com, click on monthly forecast. There is a calculator there that will calculate your personal year number for you, and then you can make sure that you are listening to the correct forecast. There's also a very quick, very easy manual calculation below in the description box if you'd like to just take a look at that, do it manually. So otherwise, we are moving into December, and this is your forecast for the month of December 2023. If you are in a 9 personal year, December is a 3 personal month for you. So it's a number 3. And before we get into a deep dive into what that brings to the table, let's step back for just a second and do an end of year reflection. I think we're all have a tendency to do that anyway. And yet right now, it's really good to put this in the context of your 9 personal year, to take that time or take this time to acknowledge how everything that you have experienced in your 9 personal year has tested your ability to release what is no longer working in your best interest in order to open the door to your next chapter in life, right? To this next vital stage in your life and in your existence. If we think about it, we're rolling, those 9-year cycles, and we get this kind of it's a period. It's just a chunk of time that allows us to create and develop and learn specific things. And then we move into a different time, different place, different level of that. So anyway, I don't know if that made any sense at all, but it tumbled out of my mouth. So anyway, what I'm going to ask you now, though, is if you have the energy, if you have the drive to make it to the finish line, which would be the end of the year, you might feel slightly fatigued. That might be an understatement, maybe a little agitated right about now, right? Hang in there. It's been a year where you really have been required to let go of anything old that's been holding you back from graduating into this next stage in your life. So undoubtedly, there has been enormous pressure and alarming levels of intensity throughout the year. Sometimes there are moments of respite, and yet mostly the 9 personal year, I find, is offering daily opportunities for things to make an exit or shift in a dramatic and yet sometimes subtle way for you. There's been an undertone of dire importance, really, and rightly so. So this really is make or break month in your all important 9 personal year. So if you have felt the enormity of these changes, I want to congratulate you. Really, pat on the back, party favors, all the things for making it through. Were you able to say goodbye to, I'm just going to throw a few examples that may have occurred. Maybe you were able to say goodbye to that marriage. Maybe no thanks to an abusive or lackluster friendship, or even relationship that wasn't a marriage, right? Process through the grief, maybe, of a death of a family member or a friend. Maybe embrace the birth of a child while knowing that your life has changed forever when that happens. So I would ask, though, if you've gone with the flow of change, if you've said a heartfelt kind of thank you very much and goodbye to certain aspects of your life that simply are just not in your best interest anymore, not serving a function. So it's not as though a 9 personal year has to have the markings of tragedy. I say absolutely not. It simply is a time where change and transition happen from every level. And often in those harder moments is when we have the most growth, right? It's kind of a cruel but not cruel duality and reality there. So there is a rather volcanic undercurrent to pretty much everything you engage with in a 9 personal year, where daily occurrences are intensified, internal questioning is at a peak, and a feeling of general kind of unrest is the order of the day. So this could have been a year of seeing your most amazing dreams manifest before your very eyes. If you are in the flow of that change and moving with those transitions, it really can be, when we're ready to release it all and be open to possibility, magical things can truly, truly transpire during that 9 personal year. So I always like to highlight this vital aspect, where really it is about manifestations, and it happens when we let go of old programming, of old concepts and expired expectations, and you are ready to greet your new existence with curiosity and with excitement. And yet oftentimes what will happen, I find, in the 9 personal year, even at this point, there is still no clarity. You've been grabbing for it, you've been wanting it, you've been demanding it, you've been crying for it, and yet it's still not there yet, and it's not meant to be. Okay, I just want to, give you the high five, or the, I don't know, the air hug, or whatever it is that will allow you to understand that you're not failing, and you're not behind, and you're not the one left out, right, in left field over here. If you still don't know what direction you're going, you're right in the flow with the 9 personal year. The trick is that you're not hanging on to something that is just serving as kind of a deflating life support, life vest, or life buoy or something, that soon it's going to deflate, but you're just holding on and delaying the inevitable, right? December can feel as though you are beginning to potentially come out of that fog just in time to get you in line with the energies coming your way for 2020, for the year of 2024, which is a 1 personal year for you. So I would say jump into December with fresh eyes and a renewed vision of what could be possible, because the 3 is the energy that you are involved in, and it is about kind of taking a step back, being more social. What can give you pleasure? How can you just be a little lighter, right? It's been sometimes it feels kind of heavy in that in a 9 personal year. So December is just asking you to just trust and to just go with the flow, but also enjoy yourself and do creative things, do things that just give you a sense of joy and some optimism. So even though you might be feeling maybe a little raw, maybe even preoccupied, really give yourself permission to breathe right now. Enjoy yourself this month, even if you have to really write it down. All right, I'm going to promise myself, right? So, but do make yourself a promise that you'll think about all the heavier things a little bit later. Give yourself a brain break, right? Give yourself a break. Get out there, socialize, maybe go to the therapist, right? Get those emotions up and out. Get some energy work done. Anything to support you in this process is really right on target. Healthy communication is your friend right now. So dig in and make it happen in December. Also know that often you'll continue to have some remnants, some leftovers, a little bit, maybe, from your 9 personal year folding over into your 1 personal year. It can be good if you feel as though you haven't quite let go of what you're ready to let go of, because these changes are very real, very challenging, and very life-changing. So if you're beating yourself up maybe by right now for not quite coming clean yet, I'm here to assure you it's okay. Keep peeling that onion. And yet if you can really rip off that Band-Aid. This is the month to do it. It really is the time to what you know needs to go, to really, really galvanize yourself and let it go. The energy of the 9 personal year holds your hand and seems to guide you in what can sometimes feel maybe even like the wrong direction. I find it kind of feels like a lot of reviewing and maybe a lot of retraction, you know, as you're really coming up with these decisions and choices and determinations. Maybe you felt as though you were struggling against moving backward at some point during this year, and maybe right now is the way you feel. So the thing to understand and embrace during the 9 personal year is this: so you must move backward at some points in order to reveal that unfinished business and those unresolved issues that prevent you from authentically moving forward. So ostensibly, there are times during that 9 personal year where we really do need to confront those patterns and to really take a look at take a look at those patterns and go, you know, I no matter what I do, this is still an issue for me. I'm not making enough money. I don't have a career that's in line with my training and with my qualifications, with my desires. I don't have a relationship that's healthy. I keep doing the same things over and over. The 9 year is that extremely incredible opportunity to really dig into those issues and deconstruct those and change them for real and for good. So in many ways, it really is that you can't cross a bridge literally until you come to it. So right now you can see over the bridge, like over there, you can see the little glimmer of that there's something over there. It's a little bit, you know, I can see the lights coming up. It's getting a little dark, but I can see the outline. That's kind of how it feels right about now. So vanquish the impatience and the feelings that you're not getting it right. A new cycle is headed your way. And yet you must live, breathe, and experience every moment as you get there, right? We've got to really stay present and take in these lessons as they are happening and these experiences. So in the same vein, after this rather arduous year, I would love to see you considering in December, lightening up. Oh my gosh, focus on some fun, some joy, something that you love that brings you joy, anything silly, anything playful, anything creative, social interactions, appreciating those smaller things. Those are all really wonderful things to engage with in your 9 personal year as you close it out with this 3 energy. It's energized by the fun, social, expressive energy of the number 3. So really tap into that. December is earmarked as a social time. Give yourself permission to have fun, get creative, and express yourself. That is your forecast for the end of the year. And what I also want to mention is that I am regrouping, reprioritizing, doing some things differently within my numerology business. And this is going to be the last forecast that I'm going to be doing on YouTube. I will not be doing these monthlies anymore. I might be doing some other segments, some other series, some other things on YouTube. I'm kind of in the planning stage of that. And yet I've just had to prioritize certain things. So I would say that if you still want to engage in your forecast, you can still go to FeliciaBender.com and you can read it there. It will still be there in writing. It just won't be on YouTube. So again, I hope that you have a wonderful end of your year. And thank you for watching here. And I hope that you'll come back and we'll get some other numerology-based videos going for you. All right. Have a wonderful holiday and a very, very, very happy new year.